Hello all, welcome to another lesson of the Queen versus Rook Masterclass, lesson number 12. This time we are going to dive in the fourth rank defense. The fourth rank defense is very similar to the third rank defense. In fact, we will use the same techniques that we use on the third rank defense, so it will be easier to play it if we know that. Of course, the fourth rank has a rook in the fourth rank cutting the king to approach the defensive side. And as we know from the third rank defense, if you don't remember the videos, I suggest you remember, you go back and you review the third rank Zugzwang video and the human escape video. And so the first move is the black king wants to be on the center, so we move the queen to cut one of its squares. So now it's black to move, and as black wants to stay in the fourth rank, the only possible move is to go to this square. Why? Because of course the king is controlling three squares, the queen also controlling another two, then a third one with a fork over here. So this is basically the starting position to break the fourth rank defense, very similar to the third rank defense. And as you may now be more familiar with it, the move is to play queen f3. Why? Because this places black in a zugzwang position. We saw this with much detail in the third rank zugzwang video. Uh, Black now has two good defense. One is to bring the king near the center with king c5, the engine escape, and the longest one, but also not the most practical for a human because it's the more trained, so probably your opponent will already know that also. And the human escape. Let's start with the easiest one. So black plays with the engine escape. So then we go and give this check, king approach, another check, the rook protects, another check, and of course here we have more possibilities, but basically we are going to see just the main one. King goes to b7. Now our king approaches, the rook goes to one available good square on the defense. Now we start to set up the diagonal approach. We are now threatening a discovered check and the rook. So best move for the rook is to stay on the diagonal. This is very similar to the diagonal, but we are not in the border of the board. But of course, it's still a diagonal, so we use the same waiting move. The rook moves away, we approach our king, and suddenly we are very near a third rank defense, and here we are with the third rank defense setup that we already know how to break. The moves will be the same. If black wants to stay in a third rank, it will go to rook c7. Otherwise, it can go to an harassment defense that we already also have a video about that, and so on. So let's go back to the beginning. This was the engine escape. So we are over here. We place black in zugzwang, and we saw black going with the engine escape. But what if black goes with the human escape? Do you remember the move? This is not the hardest one. We approach our king, and the best defense for black, keeping the fourth rank defense, is to go d8, rook d8. Now, the move, the not intuitive move, that's why it's a human escape, not an engine escape. So humans needs to find these moves over the board, which is not easy, and it's good for the defense to remember these things. And the move is like in the third rank that we studied with the video human escape. The move is to go with the queen behind our king, threatening a discovered check and rook. So best move for the rook, if you remember, is to go to d3. And now another non-intuitive move to play for the attacking side. But it's the same thing with the third rank. Again, I will repeat this a lot, the fourth rank defense is played like a third rank defense. We just want to break it, of course. Breaking it will bring a third rank defense that we already know. We repeat the process and so on until we get into the final winning positions. So now, not intuitive move, we attack the rook again, and we keep the discovered check threat. So the rook needs to move again, and the best possibility is to go to d1. And now another move that it's not simple if you haven't studied the technique is to move the queen away to give the discovered check. But for where? And the answer is to the border. To the border of the board. So we give a discovered check, of course. Now the king needs to move. There are a lot of possibilities at the moment for the king, but only one is good for the defense. Let's see. Let's start by seeing, for example, a bad one. If we go here, it's just a simple check and a fork. Okay, it's a fork. So the king can stay over here. Of course, if it goes, for example, I don't know, here, it's another fork. So we will find that the only possible defense is to go to a7. Not possible, because we are going to win it anyway. But it's the one that makes it harder for white. Why? Because no direct check now will be useful to reach a forking position. So the secret is to play this queen e4 move, where we are starting to press the rook. Let's see, if the rook can't go over here because we have our king, and can't go over here because we have our queen. And if it goes here, we simply check the king. When the king goes up, we will have a fork over here. So the rook can stay in the same file. And same goes with the rank. If it goes to a1, I have a simple fork over here. Okay, here we have the direct taking of the rook. Here we have another fork over here. Over here we will see. Here we have another fork. And of course it can stay also over here because we take it directly with the queen. So let's move it for f1 to start. So let's see the only good move for the rook. But now we simply have a couple of checks. You just remember that the forking diagonals are this one. So I want my queen to approach one of these squares, and the best way to do it is giving a check. If the king goes up to any of these squares, I can fork the king and get the rook. So only move for the king is to go up. Now I check it, and the king has the same problem. If it goes up, I will have a fork over here. So the king needs to go down. It can't go here because I will have a fork over here. So only possibility is to go here, but now I approach even more the queen, and whatever the square the king moves, I will have a fork over here. So, and it's check and game over. So we saw that in the fourth rank defense, we can approach it like a third rank defense. It's like a cheat code. So we can really improve by studying one technique and applying in two situations. Hope you have enjoyed. We'll see more videos about possibilities for defense when the rook starts on the fourth rank. Meanwhile, enjoy, have fun, and win a lot of games.